The disciplines within higher ed are there for a reason, right? To help promote and define and digest real information and research to get to the core of an issue and to find out the real truth. And that is the case within social science and hard sciences and everything in between. But within those disciplines, we need the opportunity to work together and build bridges across the silos, because the sustainability problems that we are facing are not singular in their disciplinary approach. They are multifaceted. So in Washington, D.C., for example, we are dealing with issues around sustainability that have an impact on neighborhoods, the people who live there, the economic background of the people who live there, the water system, the electric system, and all these things take engineers. Sometimes they take people who are really good with other people, so they might be a poet. There might be a need for a sociologist to understand the social structures to help break down some barriers to get to change. So I really do think that higher ed needs to start building bridges across the silos. I think higher education has a very important role to play in terms of making society a more sustainable, thriving, living place for all of us. In particular, the experience that I've had in higher ed, I've worked in other sectors. I've worked in the nonprofit sector, I've worked in the private sector, but in higher ed I have found that there's the most room for innovation, the most room for experimentation and creativity. So I think it's the place where we can really make the solutions come to life. We can test them out, see if they work, study them, research them, learn from our mistakes, and try it again and do it better the next time. I think it also gives us an opportunity, because there are so many institutions in higher ed, to scale up. So we can work together to try things in one place and see if we can replicate it in another place. And we've seen that happen a lot with the ACU PCC, for example. Just doing your carbon footprint was something that seemed daunting at one point, and now many, many institutions are doing it. And then the solutions to address that carbon footprint are starting to be replicated as well. The question of what inspired me to work on sustainability is a tough one. I think about the way different people answer this question. Some people refer to their children or their grandchildren. I think I refer to my ancestors or my roots, my legacy, kind of the reverse of that. I have been inspired by my grandmother, who was a social activist in a small town in northern Ohio. And I am also inspired by the roots that I had growing up in that town. It's Lorain, Ohio, which is between Cleveland and Toledo. It's on Lake Erie. Maybe I was inspired by Lake Erie, but it was a town that was recovering from a Rust Belt era, and people are struggling for jobs, and it's also one of the highest environmental justice hotspots in the country. There's a combination of low income and high toxicity. And so I've seen a lot of implications of that as I was growing up. And I think that is really what inspired me to get into this work. At the George Washington University, sustainability people would probably have mixed reviews on how sustainability has impacted their lives. I can think of a few people who are going to roll their eyes when I knock on their door one more time. Oh no, here she comes again with another request that doesn't fit into my day-to-day agenda. And I think there are other folks who will say that sustainability has really enhanced their day-to-day agenda. So whether it's embedding sustainability as a benefit for employees who work at GW, or whether it's helping the university to save energy costs, or whether it's enhancing the student experience by offering them a richer, more robust course of study. Those are the ways I think sustainability has impacted GW. Overall, I hope that sustainability has given the faculty, the staff, and the students at GW and the trustees an opportunity to have a little more vested interests in their institution, feel a part of something bigger, and something to be proud of. In terms of the positive trends that are happening within sustainability, my perspective is that I'm seeing a lot of innovation come from younger people. And what's impressive there is it makes me realize how they're so much smarter than I am, and how they're going to be coming up with solutions that are faster, that are going to jump right to the root cause and really address things from the go. So when I see that kind of social entrepreneurial value come out of students, and that when they demonstrate that kind of ingenuity, it gives me hope that we're really going to take things in the right direction. My hope for the future is that we create a world that's healthy and thriving for everyone. And I mean everyone in terms of no matter what country you live in, what era you were born in, what color your skin is. I think there is a whole different way we could be living on this planet. And it's just within our reach. The challenge is, again, letting go of individual agendas and reaching for something that's a slightly higher benefit to everyone. And believe me, I will be the first person to say that's not easy. We have a lot of work to do in terms of our own personal issues and letting those go so that we can all get somewhere better. So I think there's a lot of potential, but I really truly believe there's a better, more healthy, holistic way to live on this planet.